Welcome to Preeminent Test Prep. Today I will be taking you through the Math No Calculator section of SAT Practice Test 7. I'll be showing you how to move efficiently and quickly through this section while maintaining accuracy by completing this in about 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and get started. Question 1. The equation above relates the number of minutes x Maria spends running each day and the number of minutes y she spends biking each day. In the equation, what does the number 75 represent? Well, that's going to be the number of minutes spent running plus the number of minutes spent biking, so that'll be the total number spent running and biking each day, which is C. Question 2. Which of the following is equivalent to 3 times x plus 5 minus 6? I distribute this 3 to x and I distribute it to the 5, so I get 3x plus 5 times 3, which is 15, minus 6. 15 minus 6 is 9, so I get 3x plus 9, which is answer choice C. Question 3. Which ordered pair xy satisfies the system of equations shown above? Well, I'm told that x is equal to y minus 3, so I plug in y minus 3 for x. So now I have my y minus 3 all over 2 plus y plus 2y equals 6. I'm going to multiply everything here by 2, right? So that way I can get rid of this 2 in my denominator. So now I'll have y minus 3 plus 2 times 2y, which is plus 4y, equals 6 times 2, which is 12. I get y plus 4y, that's 5y, 5y. I'm going to go ahead and add this 3 to each side to get rid of it. So now I get 5y equals 15. I divide each side by 5, and I get y is equal to 3. The only answer choice with 3 and y is answer choice B, so that'll be my answer there. Question 4. Which of the following complex numbers is equal to 5 plus 12i minus 9i squared minus 6i, for I equals the square root negative 1? Alright, well I see I have 12i minus 9i squared. I know that I squared is equal to negative 1. So 9 times negative 1 gives me negative 9. Now I'm subtracting negative 9, which means I'm actually adding 9 then. So I have 5 plus 9. That's going to give me 14. My only answer choice with 14 is answer choice D, so that will be my answer. Alright, question 5. If f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 3 divided by x minus 1, what is f of negative 1? That means I'm plugging in negative 1 for x. So I get negative 1 minus 1, that's going to give me negative 2. And then in my numerator, negative 1 squared is 1. Minus 6 times negative 1, well, that would be minus negative 6, which is plus 6. And then I get plus 3, which will give me 10 over negative 2. 10 over negative 2 is equal to negative 5. So negative 5 is my answer, A. Alright, question 6. A company that makes wildlife videos purchases camera equipment for $32,400. The equipment depreciates in a value at a constant rate for 12 years, after which it is considered to have no monetary value. How much is the camera equipment worth 4 years after it is purchased? Alright, well, I know that I'm losing 4 out of 12 years in depreciation, right? So I get 4 out of 12 multiplied by my 32,000, right? 32,400. That's how much I'm losing in value because it's 4 out of the 12 years, and I know I'm starting from 32,400, so I have 32,400 minus 4 over 12 times 32,400, right? So basically, we can simplify this down to 1/3, right? 1/3 of that, if I'm subtracting from 32,400, I'm going to have 2/3 of the value left, which will be about 21,600. Question 7. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression above, x squared plus 6x plus 4? Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and find, I see that I have plus 6x here, so I know that in my squared value, I have to have a positive, because if I had a negative, I'd end up with minus 6x, so I can get rid of C and D. And now I have plus 4 here, so I'm just looking for which one gets me there. I see that I have plus 3 squared, right? That's going to give me plus 9. 9 minus 5 gives me that 4 that I have up here, so I know my answer choice will be B. Alright, question 8. Ken is working this summer as part of a crew on a farm. He earned $8 per hour for the first 10 hours he worked this week. Because of his performance, his crew later raised his salary to $10 per hour for the rest of the week. Ken saved 90% of his earnings from each week. What is the least number of hours he must work the rest of the week to save at least $210 for the week? Well, if he wants to save $210 and he's saving 90% of his earnings, we have to divide 270 by 0.9. And that's going to give us 300. That's how much he has to earn in the week in order to save $270. So we know that he already earned 8 times 10, right? Because he worked 10 hours and he earned $8 per hour. So minus 80, right? That's going to give us $220 left. He's earning $10 per hour for the rest of the week. He needs to work 220 over 10, which is 22 hours. Answer choice C. All right, question 9. If I can get this thing to scroll. All right, question 9. Marissa needs to hire at least 10 staff members for an upcoming project. The staff members will be made of junior directors who will be paid $640 per week and senior directors who will be paid $880 per week. Her budget for paying staff members is no more than $9,700 per week. She must hire at least at least 3 junior directors and at least 1 senior director. Which of the following systems of inequalities represents the conditions described? If X is the number of junior directors and Y is the number of senior directors. All right, well, she can't spend more than $9,700, right? So we can get rid of anything with this here greater than that, so that'll get rid of A. B is good, C is not good, and D is good. Now I also know that X plus Y, our total number of staff members, has to be at least 10, so X plus Y has to be greater than 10. I see that I have that in answer choice B, but not in D, so my answer is going to be B. Alright, question 10. In the equation above, A, B, C, and D are constants. If the equation has roots -1, -3, and 5, which of the following is a factor of the equation that we're given, right? Well, if our root is -1, then we would have X plus 1 as a factor. So our answer is going to be B. Alright, question 11. The expression given here, where X is greater than 1 and Y is greater than 1, is equivalent to which of the following? Alright, what I'm going to do, since I have a division here, is I'm going to have X to the -2 minus X to the 1/3, or minus, right, X to the -2, and then I have minus 1/3 up here. Because I subtract what's in my denominator, that's going to give me X to the -7/3, and then I have Y to the half minus -1, which becomes +1, which will give me Y to the power of 3/2. Alright, well, Y to the power of 3/2 is going to be Y root Y, so I can get rid of A, and then on the bottom, I'm going to have that over X to the power of 7/3, since X to the -7/3 is X to the power of 7/3 on the bottom. X to the power of 7/3 is going to give me X squared times third root of X. So my answer there is going to be D. Alright, question 12. The function f is defined by f of x is equal to x plus 3 times x plus 1. The graph of f in the xy plane is parabola. Which of the following intervals contains the x-coordinate of the vertex of the graph f? Alright, our vertex is going to be in between our zeros. Our zeros are x equals -3 and x equals -1. So our vertex then is going to be -2. Right, I'll just put that as v. It's going to be x equals -2. So we have answer choice B, because that is the only one that contains the point -2. Alright, moving on. Question 13, which of the following expressions is equivalent to the one shown? Alright, we have to divide here, so we're going to have our x minus 3 out here, going into our x squared minus 2x minus 5. I see I have to multiply by x to get x squared, so I have minus x squared, and then I have minus 3x right here. Right, I have negative, my x squareds will cancel, and then I have negative 3x, which gives me plus 3x. Negative 2 plus 3x leaves me with x, which means I have to do x plus 1. Now I get minus my x, and then I have plus 3, right, which is really, I drop this -5 down then. So now I have -5 minus 3, or I'm sorry, -5, this is going to be minus 3 right here, right? Minus 3, because it's -3 times 1. So now I have -5 plus 3, which leaves me with my remainder of 2 as my remainder. So I have x plus 1 minus 2 over x plus 3, or 2 over x minus 3. Question 14. A shipping service restricts the dimensions of the boxes it will ship for a certain type of service. The restriction states that for boxes shaped like rectangular prisms, the sum of the perimeter, which is 2L plus 2W, of the base of the box and the height cannot exceed 130 inches. The perimeter, right, has to be less than 130. The perimeter of the base is determined using the width and length of the box. If the box has a height of 60, its length is 2 times its width, so L equals 2.5 W. Which inequality shows the allowable width x in inches of the box? So we're going to go ahead and plug in 2.5 W for L. So now I get 2 times 2.5 W. That's going to give me 5W plus 2W. And then this H it said was 60, so I subtract 60 from 130 and I get 70. So now I get 7W must be less than 70. I divide each side by W, and I divide each side by 7, and I get W has to be less than 10, but greater than 0. So I get A. Alright, question 15. The expression 1/3 x squared minus 2 can be rewritten as 1/3 x minus k times x plus k, where k is a positive constant. What's the value of k? Alright, well, I know negative k squared times 1/3 has to equal -2. I multiply each side by 3 to get rid of this, and I get -6 equals negative k squared. Therefore, k squared has to equal 6, and k has to equal the root of 6. So my answer is D. Alright, question 16. If 2x plus 8 equals 16, what's the value of x plus 4? I divide everything by 2. Now I'm going to get x plus 4 equals 8, so my answer is 8. Question 17. In the figure, MQ and NR intersect at point P. N to P is equal to Q to P, and M to P is equal to P to R. what is the measure of QMR? QMR is going to be my angle here. Solving for that, I see I have 60 here, which means I have to have 120 here to make this 180. Now I know that I have an isosceles triangle here, which means that my two angles here are going to be the same, so they each have to be 30. So my answer is going to be 30. All right, question 18. The number of radians in its 720-degree angle can be written as a pi, where a is a constant. What's the value of a? Well, the number of radians in a 360-degree angle is 2 pi. So in a 720-degree angle, that's times 2, which is 4 pi. We're asked for a. That's going to be 4. Question 19. The graph of a line in the xy plane passes through point 1,4 and crosses the x-axis at 2,0. The line crosses the y-axis at point 0b, so we're solving for the y-intercept. The y-intercept, I go from 1 to 2, I go down 4, so if I'm going from 1 back to 0, I have to add 4, which will give me 8 as the value of b. Question 20, the expression above can be rewritten in the form ay squared plus b, where a and b are constant. So what is the value of a plus b? All right, well, I know that my a is going to be 100y squared plus 10 times 10y squared, so that's plus another 100. So I know my a has to be 200y squared, but a is just 200 then. And then plus b, which is 75, 32, minus 10 times 110, so that's going to be minus 1100. That's going to give me 64, 32. When I add those, I get 66, 32 as my answer.